Hello people! Today we're doing a set I'm calling Jelly Christmas. And there's all the stuff I used to do these. They did not come out the way I had hoped they would. But as I like to say, they can't all be winners. I think I'm just sick of Christmas stuff now. That's why none of my Christmas things are coming out very well, because I really don't want to be doing them. But here we go. We're going to be doing red and green. Now this is a pretty easy set. Most people should be able to do it. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Somebody must have been talking to me at the time. My husband may have come in at that point. Okay, there are 3 reds and then we're going to do 2 greens. And we're going to cure that. Now you do need to do 2 coats. I forgot to record the second coat. Sorry. I've been very frazzled this whole week. Okay, these are the plates we're going to use. I'm going to be using a little bit of stuff off of each of these. And we're using silver stamping polish. If you don't have stamping plates, or you don't do stamping, you could always do these with silver stickers, or even white ones would work. But they need to be a light color to show through the jelly. So we're just going to get that on. I'm just going to use this little bear coming off the side, on the side of the thumb. And here we go with them. Just right on there like so. And then I also want some snowflakes on there, so I'm going to just take this little cluster of them right here. And we're going to try to put those on. Now I am going to have an issue with one of them that's not look very good, so I'm going to have to take one of them back off. And of course it was the one right in the middle that didn't come out good. There, as you can see, that one only partially got on there. I think it had dried too much at that point. You do have to work quickly, as this is a regular stamping polish, not gel. All I wanted was that one little snowflake off the corner there to stick in the middle of that one of the thumbnail. And this took me like 4 tries to get this in here, because they just kept coming out not good. That one was acceptable, so we're moving on. Okay, I'm going to use the Christmas tree there right in the center of that line of trees with the ornament dots there like that. I'm not going to go heavy duty into stamping, how to do it and all that. There's a gazillion videos for that, and you've seen me do it a bunch of times. So I'm just quickly going through these. If you guys want me to do a tutorial that goes into the stamping more, let me know and I will do that. But I think you guys probably have seen enough of it. There is a bit of a learning curve to it, but once you get it down, you can do some pretty nice sets and designs with it, because you can get some nice intricate line work in there. Okay, I'm leaving the snowflake that's right on the top of that little gingerbread house. And the whole thing is going on to the middle finger. And then we're just going to carry on. I got a little reindeer head for the next one. Now we need to clean off all that stuff that's around there that we don't want to stamp onto the nail. And eventually we'll get it on there. And then for the pinky nail, I'm just putting snowflakes on there, and we're just going to take this little swath of them right here. And I am just going to pop those right on to the pinky. There we go. And there's where we are so far. Okay, that does not need curing. I'm going to go over these with a layer of top coat though, just to protect the stamping. So in case I do anything crazy and I don't want to have to, you know, if I have to wipe off the jelly for some reason, I can't imagine what it would have been, but I didn't want the stamps wiping off with it. Okay, then we're going to cure that. Now moving on, we're going to be using this gel glaze, which basically is like jelly in a pot. I did not have, my jelly colors of polish are neon colors, so obviously the neon green and I don't have red, it was pink. Those are not going to fly for these, so we're going with the old school ones that I have. And I started with the green because then when I clean my brush, I can go over to the red. If I go the other way around, the red is always a real pain in the butt to get out of the brush. So I'm doing it last so I can have time to soak it for a while. This poor brush has seen better days. And I'm making a sloppy mess all over my gloves, but there we go. Now we're going to cure that. And moving on, ignore that stuff on my palette. I grabbed the wrong color. But we're going, I decided to go with an outline around the edge with silver glitter because they were just looking too plain for me. And you guys know how I like to zhuzh stuff up more. I can't handle stuff looking plain. It drives me crazy. I really need to do some sets that have maybe a nail or two, a couple nails that are just plain in there, but I can't handle it. When I'm looking at the set, if I see a plain nail, it's like, I gotta put something on there. I can't. It's the one part of my life that I can be extra is with my nails. Everything else is dull and boring, but my nails are always on point. And it probably looks ridiculous. I have fancy nails all the time, and I'm walking around in old sloppy sweats and a grungy looking t-shirt. Now, this one I was a little more careful with. This particular glitter polish did not want to, it wasn't very good for drawing around the edge like this. But since I had started with it, I'm just going to finish with it. It's a little bit too loose, and by that I mean there's when you draw it out, you get blank spots where there's just the liquid part of the polish and no glitter. So I had to keep going over some of them. Hence the reason I have a huge blob of stuff on my brush. I was just trying to get it on there in a thick enough line so that the glitter would stay nicely. This just happens to be the one I grabbed. I have a gazillion different colors or different bottles of silver glitter polish. It seems like almost every set of polish I buy comes with a silver glitter, so I've got loads of them now. Surprisingly, I don't even use it that often, which I should be. Now don't forget too, this set will be posting well, if you're watching this, you already know when it's posted up. It's posting up Christmas Eve instead of the Saturday it would normally go on, which I explained in the last one. So I'm not going to go into it again because by the time you're watching this, it's already a moot point. You'll notice as I go through these, I'm going to start going faster and faster because I got to a point where I was just slapping it on there. It's not the neatest, not my best work. I have been so frazzled all week trying to get stuff done. I mean, as usual, before I go away, I had to do 2 sets of nails this week. I had Christmas presents I'm not finished making yet that I still have to work on. Hopefully I'm going to finish that today. Then tomorrow, being the last day before I leave, I want to get all my stuff wrapped and everything ready to go. I hope you guys are all having a good Christmas and you get to spend it with your families. I know every Christmas, for like at least the last 3 years, my mom has been saying, this is going to be our last Christmas. We're not going to make it to the next one. Here we are again. So, but this time, I don't know. I honestly don't think either one of them is going to make it to next year's Christmas. I'm not going to go into all their issues, but neither one of them are doing very well. And I'm feeling rather guilty that I can't do more to help out. I just can't move out there and live on a permanent basis because I got my own household to deal with here. Plus, when I'm out there, I can't work on anything that I normally would be doing if I was home. I suppose I could take clay out there and work on that, but I can't do nail stuff out there because there's just too much involved. If things go wrong and I need to pivot, I wouldn't have all my, my nail room supply of stuff that I could go through and find, something to pivot to. So I would be screwed if I didn't have if it didn't work and I didn't have the right stuff for it. So that's kind of a bust. I can't really do that there. And what else? I guess that's about it. Plus, I can't really concentrate on anything super important out there because my mom's every 2 minutes got to tell me something about something, or wants something answered, or needs me to do something, or I mean, I do what I can when I'm out there. So I don't know, and I definitely can't afford to hire anybody that can help her. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I guess I will figure it out eventually. Okay, we're on the last one now, guys. And I'm just kind of slopping this on there. It's not my neatest work. I was also trying to not have to dump out any more polish onto my palette. Okay, let's move along. I ended up having to grab some off of the bottle brush to finish this one. And I seem to be wiping off more of the glitter than I'm getting on there. There we go. Every time I try to brush it, it's like coming off. It's leaving blank spots, and it's driving me crazy. This last one was really a pain in the neck. As I said, this is really not the glitter to be using for doing this lining like this. But we're going to make it work. Alright, there they are. They're going into cure. And now we're on the final top coat. Woohoo! And I'm just using my tempered top coat on top of these. Once again, you guys can use whatever you want, whichever kind of top coat you want. This is just what I use. And there they go. There they are, all done. If you like them, please give me a like. I am going to do better after this. I won't have no more Christmas to deal with, so it'll be, hopefully things are going to go back to normal. Okay, and there's the finished picture. I'd appreciate a like. It helps me out a lot. And I will be back to my regular Saturday schedule the following week after this. That's it for now. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.